Good morning and welcome to my channel. Today I would like to show you my Haworthias. Haworthias are from Africa, from South Africa, and they are an example of the fact that African succulents are very various. In Africa there are plenty of different genuses and not genuses, genera, sorry about it, genera of succulent plants, and also many different families of succulent plants that look very different from each other. And Haworthias are one of those that are only in South Africa. However, they are also an example of the fact that succulentism, which means, I'm not sure whether the word is an official word or not, I'm using it, succulentism, which means succulent plants that are adapted to dry conditions, have only so many ways to express itself. Okay, so succulentism occurs wherever there is a climate or environment with lack of water, where water is a commodity that needs to be taken very seriously and has to be stored somewhere in the body of the plant. And there are only so many ways to design a succulent plant. So Haworthias are quite similar to aloes, are quite similar to agave, for example. They are leaf succulents, which means they store the water in the leaves for the time when there is no water available. Okay, and many different families of plants developed rosettes with very thick leaves. And here you go, South African Haworthia. Okay, Haworthias not grow that large because the fact that they have succulent leaves and very short stem is somehow limiting their growth, so they are not large plants. And when they are happy, they produce these very long spikes with flowers. This one belongs to the one that I showed you. Forgive me, please, I don't remember the exact names of the plant. I mean the scientific names, the Latin names of my Haworthia. So at the very bottom of the flowering stem, the first flowers develop and then they die, and as you go to the tip of the stem, there are flower buds which will open eventually. And here, this spike belongs to this plant, this Haworthia, and you can see dead flowers at the very bottom, near the bottom, and the flowers themselves are near the tip of the stem. And here is a stem that is completely gone. I didn't remove it. Actually, they say that you should remove the flowering stems the moment they appear, that you shouldn't allow a Haworthia to produce flowers at all, because the flowers are not very significant, they are not very decorative, and they take away the plant's effort from investing into the body of the plant, into investing to the reproductive organs, to the flowers, which potentially will produce seeds in captivity, in plants kept at home. The seeds don't appear, almost never appear. Okay? It's very difficult to have seeds from Haworthias. However, Haworthias can reproduce without seeds. You see, there are tiny little plants, tiny little heads that develop here, and they can be separated and planted in a different pot. Actually, in this pot originally there was only one head and it multiplied. This one is, I've had it forever. This one also used to be a single head, and now it is outgrowing this pot, This is also a species, which means this is a plant that is not a hybrid, that looks the way it would look in the wild. This one is a Haworthia that is a hybrid. I'm not sure a hybrid of which species, but it's not a pure species. And this one is a hybrid as well. This one is a hybrid as well. Okay, so Haworthias, I do keep them at home all year round. I used to take them outside, but the squirrels were so very much interested in them that when it was time in the fall to take them back home, sometimes they were very, very scarred and didn't look attractive at all. So I keep them inside all the time. Right now they are outside only for the purpose of this video, just to show them to you. Okay, so in the summer I water them quite abundantly. In the fall, and starting in the fall and throughout the winter, I used to water them about once every 2-3 weeks. It was too much. Like this plant 2 seasons ago was almost entirely gone, and I have a suspicion that it was because I watered it too often in the winter. This year I somehow neglected all my plants, and I neglected the watering, especially of the plants that are kept in a cool room, unheated room, where the door is always closed, so I almost didn't enter that room at all during the winter. And good for the plants, they really appreciate that. So 2 seasons ago it was just a disaster. The heads were not full, only the tips of the heads were green, everything else was brown, dying. It was just awful. I've had this plant forever, more than 10 years. And then I was really worried I would lose it. And look at this. And I think this is all the result of the fact that the plant was kept just alone, left alone, kept very dry. And also the temperature in that room is quite low. Okay? I'm just laughing to myself. I'm just feeling a little bit maybe sarcastic right now. Plants are just like children. They like to be left alone to their own resources, not to be pushed too hard. Okay, and when this plant was just left alone, I let it, or her or him, I let it sleep in the winter, go through the dormancy without being interrupted, and the plant was very happy about it, and it is showing me right now its true potential, which makes me happy. Again, I didn't remove the flowering stems. I feel it would be cruel to prevent the plant from flowering. However, I will do it once the flowers start dying. Here certainly it's too late, like whether I remove it or not. There are no flowers, active flowers here. The stem is dry, so it doesn't really matter whether I remove it or not. But here there are still flowers that are actively open, so it means the plants are investing in them, and maybe I will remove them, although I feel very unsure about it. I can't really make myself to injure the plant in that way, because that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling about it. Okay, so for Haworthias, watered abundantly in the summertime during the growth season. Whenever they are dry, I water them. I even to the point of soaking their root system in water. And then when it's becoming colder, when the days are shorter, when there is not as much time during the day for them to photosynthesize, they go to dormancy, and they are not watered as abundantly, like once a month, maybe even less than that. And then the plants appreciate that a lot. I really like them. I like the fact that they are growing wider and wider. I like also the fact that they grow in shallow pots, which allows them to grow wide, but this one at least, and this one as well, all of them actually deserve a larger pots, and I'm not sure whether I will just transplant them to larger pots, to wider pots, or just divide them and keep part of it, part of the plant in the original pot, and plant the other half, the other part, in another pot, just to make 2 specimens out of 1. I don't know what I will do. Right now they will stay the way they are, although they are clearly outgrowing their pots. Okay, so this is it. I hope you like my Haworthias. I hope you like the fact that they are just interesting plants. Okay, and I hope you see why I like them as well. Thank you so very much for watching my video. Have a great day.